Hi friends. How's it going? So I really I was just on the fence until I scheduled it about whether or not I was going to actually go live tonight, but here I am. So I'm gonna put Granny Square work on hold for the week, just because I don't have my stuff together. But I've got this project that's about halfway done, so I thought I'd work on it. I'm excited about. What are you guys up to? What are you working on? I know it was like a little bit of a surprise. I also just realized I forgot to post in my Discord that this was happening. So, yeah, anyway, today has been... I might have to close that window. But today has been so nice because it's been cloudy and cool. I'm wearing a flannel, right? It even rained for a little bit. So, yeah, I told you I was on the fence about doing a live stream, but I'm hyped up on pumpkin cold brew, and Kay is going out tonight, so I was like, you know what, let's just hang. And I was working on a video, and yeah, that's all that's going on. I'm knitting this like Sophie scarf dupe. It's called The Simple Thing, and essentially what I want is like a little scarfie to tie into a little knot for a pop of color. The one that we have at the store wraps around the neck twice, so that's, and I really like the length of it and everything, so that's kind of what I am going for. So I have finished, like, it's as wide as or wide like this way as I want it. So now I'm just knitting, like doing garter with the I-cord, but just knitting straight for a while. And then I actually think, so this one only increases on one side, so you get this like wedge shape. So it's not like increases on both sides, so that it's like a nice smooth increase. So I think I'm going to decrease it on the opposite side so that I end up with like a parallelogram shape, and I feel like that's gonna work out for me. But we'll see. So I'm just gonna knit on this for a bit, and then I think I'm gonna stop working on it and take it to work tomorrow to compare it to the one that we have, so I can kind of like accurately figure out when to start the decreases on the other side and about how long I want it. But I think it's gonna be cute, and I'm going on a knitting camping trip soon, next month, few weeks. And so I really wanted to have this little like camping kerchief a la Moonrise Kingdom. Although Moonrise, I would like looked up because in my head I was like, it's a red scarf, but it's actually a little yellow, like ascot. I think I was just thinking of like the Life Aquatic red beanie. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening. I also got to the armhole shaping on my Fest vest, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, lot of exciting fall knitting happening over here. What are you guys working on? What are you doing? I also released, I'm sure you saw it, a baby blanket pattern today that I'm very excited about, and I'm filming a tutorial for YouTube for that. So that you could either watch the YouTube video and knit the blanket along with the YouTube video, or you could opt into buying a pattern and just follow the pattern. So, yeah. I also got some new nail polish colors today. This is like a favorite. It looks very red on screen, but it's kind of like a nice, like, pumpkin-y red vibe. But I got a couple more today. I've just been enjoying having my nails painted, you know? I go through phases where I have them painted a lot. But especially when I'm doing live streams, I'm doing tutorials, we like to have the nails looking nice. Windows in order. Also, I noticed I am like I'm very close, like 60 subscribers ish away from 2,000 on my channel, which I'm very excited about. And when I hit 2,000, there's gonna be a big giveaway, which I'm very excited about. So just, if you want to tell your friends to subscribe to get us there faster, I wouldn't say no. Hi, Taylor and Kate. Working on some granny squares for a blanket that I'm going to gift to my brother at Christmas. Oh, that's nice. What yarn are you using? Maple, you are like the most dramatic. I moved my chair like that much and she's like, you're gonna roll me over. But I'm not. Working on a test knit sweater at the moment. Nice. I know I told you guys I got accepted into a test knit. I feel like that was last week on the live stream. I haven't looked at the pattern. I've just been busy. But hopefully when this is done, and I just want to finish the Fest Vest too. I don't want to leave that lingering because I'm very eager to wear it. Then I can start thinking about the next thing. I even wore a cowl today out, and it worked for a couple hours until I got too hot. So cowl season is coming. Yeah, is this red not like the most perfect pop of color though? I'm very excited about it. And I've got my little rock facts from Over the Garden Wall. Oh my god. Stitch marker on it. So, we've got the fall vibes. Geriatric dramatics. Is that in regards to Maple? Yeah. Shh. Nobody called you geriatric. It's okay. You're okay. I am also ready for all the cowls, all the hats, all the sweaters, all the layers. I want layers. I was sitting in my office yesterday evening and I had like the windows open. I was chilling and I was like, I think I just felt a chill. It's very exciting. But yeah, I don't know. Been watching Gilmore Girls. I think I mentioned this also in the last live stream. Continuing that trend, and honestly, it's very enjoyable. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Last time I watched it was like 10 years ago, so yeah. I feel like I've been seeing so many kerchiefs, and they're so cute, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, the Sophie scarf has been a trend for a while, but I don't love petite knit patterns, partially size inclusivity stuff, partially just it's all grayish. But this one is basic, and the edge of it, of not this one, but of the Sophie scarf, it just has 2 I cords that start and then go up, and you can like, the ends are very obvious, like it doesn't look neat to me. And this one you like pick up and you have this nice little rounded I cord tip. So I was pleased with that, and also it's a free pattern. So I will say that the pattern says to do increases every 4th row. Now that's for DK weight, and I am knitting it with fingering, and so I changed it to every 6th row, but I think I actually could have done every 8th or even every 10th row to get the effect that I was hoping for. So just something to keep in mind. And I like did try to knit it held double for like a DK weight, and it was just too dense. I want it to be like, this is actually looks pretty like sturdy, but I'm gonna block the crap out of it to have it be very loose, or just drapier really. Would you say I was wrangling my dog? I'll just post a link to it in the chat, because it's a great one. There you go. Yeah, it's called The Simple Thing, and I couldn't have told you the designer, but it's Melina Burrell. You're welcome. Yeah, it's cute. So essentially they like want you, or you know what they say is that you like take an entire skein and you knit, you just keep doing increases until you get to like half of the weight of the skein, and then you start doing the decreases so you have like no yarn left over. If I was like a product knitter for like the holidays, this would be an excellent like stash busting like gift knit, but I don't really operate that way. Sometimes I wish I did. Sometimes I wish there was a second me who only did production knitting like that. But like specifically to give as gifts to people. Hi Sophia, how are you? Oh, and you're working on your tessellated. Yeah, the vests are real cute. I am, you know, adding it to my ever growing list of wants and needs. Knitting plain stockinette socks right now for holiday gifts. Yes, see? Amazing. And yeah. See, I just, tell me to stop doing to signing up for obligation knitting. Stop knitting samples, stop, you know, all the things. Look, I'm like camouflaged. So Kay and I over the weekend went to Spirit Halloween. That was what I wanted to do on Friday after work. And we just really like walked around and looked at stuff. We didn't even pick up anything like decor or costume wise, but they did have, I like am such a sucker for a blind bag. I love those just like little tchotchkes like that. And they specifically had Beetlejuice blind bags for like keychains. And I was really hoping for like a Lydia or like a Beetlejuice. But what I ended up getting was the shrimp hand from when they're all eating dinner and the shrimp hand like grabs their faces. And I had Kay pick it out for me. And they were like, I'm so sorry. So I've just like had this creepy shrimp hand on my bag. And every time they see it, they're like, I failed you. I'm like, you didn't fail me. But we might have to go back and try again. It's not the Sophie scarf. We're just talking about this. It's called The Simple Thing. I'll post the link again. I kind of like it better than the Sophie scarf, and it's free. But yeah, it's like very similar vibe as the Sophie scarf. I-cord edge garter, but it only increases on one side. And yeah. I know, because they did me so good the last time they picked a blind bag. I don't know if you know what Sunny Angel figurines are. They're like little Cupid dolls. And they come in blind bags, and I had Kay pick one, and they ended up picking the sheep one for me. So I was like, you were really lucky last time, like, pick one this time. And then I was like, I guess your luck has run out. Hi, Anne. You're knitting a crew neck traveler sweater with some color mar yarn that smells like a basement but has such good colors. That sounds great. I don't know the traveler sweater. I'm sure if I see a picture. Let me see. Travelers patterns. Sweater. I see a traveler's cardigan, traveler sweater with a V-neck. And what colors are you using? Yeah, well, I'm glad you like the shrimp hand. They have, like, at Spirit Halloween this year, for whatever reason, they have a bunch of bags, like, you know, just like small purses. And one of the ones they have is the book for the recent, like, guidebook, handbook for the recently deceased from Beetlejuice, which I was very entertained by, but I don't think I would use it, so did not bring it home with me. But my sister and I love Beetlejuice. Every time we're together, we watch it, and we just, like, we watched it so often as kids. I don't know why we're so into it. We're still weirdos, so maybe that's why. Oh, yes. Okay, Anne, I do know that. But if I didn't, it's the hoodie sweater, but if I didn't have enough yarn for the hood. I see. Yes, okay. I knew. This is always what happens. I'm like, I do know, but I just forget. Yeah, we actually just got one of my coworkers knit a sample of it for the store I work at, and it turned out super nice. She did it in this, like, plum color. And it looks really nice. But yeah, they're actually working on a Beetlejuice 2, which we are hoping to be together to watch in theaters. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't know why we're just like little weirdo kids who loved Beetlejuice. Hi, Buzzy Bee. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I was explaining that I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I even wanted to go live tonight, just because I was not on top of my ish, and so I didn't like advertise, but I was like, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad you're here. And I'm just working on this pattern, which I've posted in the chat above, that is called The Simple Thing. Yeah. And at some point I'm gonna have to stop because I do want to compare it to another one that is at the store I work at. And I just want to make sure that my length is not going to be too long or too short. So I'm going to wait to do the decreases on this. But it's kind of flying. I think I kept ripping back, but I started this, I was like here yesterday. So she's going to be done pretty quick. Oh, thank you to whoever sent me a little tip. We appreciate it. I love how sometimes, like, just based on privacy settings, it'll just say someone. But thanks, I appreciate it. Oh, you just happened to open YouTube. It is your lucky day. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I always wonder how often, like, people are coming from Instagram versus the Discord versus just stumbling upon it on YouTube. So my dad and I have been reading the same book. He is really into thrillers, and like my whole growing up hood would always be reading like Stephen King and Dean Koontz. And a couple years ago, I was like kvetching to friends at a holiday party, and I was just like, I never know what to get my dad. Like, the only things he likes to do are reading and watching football. But he's like an avid reader. Like, he busts through like several books a month. And someone at this party was like, why don't you buy him a book subscription? And so I did that year, and it was such a hit. And so now every year I get him like a 6-month one, because every month getting 2 books is like kind of a lot, especially if you still want time to, you know, pick your own. So I started doing him like 6-month book subscriptions. But I've started reading a lot more, and I was like, we could totally read the same book if you were interested. And so we decided to read this book that was called The Last One Left, by Riley Sager, which I had seen a bunch on TikTok and different like booktuber people, and they were like, oh, it's like this new thriller, it looks so good. So anyway, I like pitched it to my dad. Not that I had to pitch it very hard. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds good. So we were like, okay, let's read like let's not overcommit. Like, let's just read the first like few chapters. And so last weekend we like, you know, talked on the phone, and I was like, how are you liking it? I was like, I'm really liking it. I accidentally went past where we said we would stop, and he was like, no, I'm really enjoying it. And we were like trying to figure out like what was going on. And then I got to a point yesterday where I like texted him, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, and he was like, okay, I'm going. And so like right before I came on, he sent me a text, and he was like, I can't believe. So that's been kind of fun. Yeah, isn't it nice to have a little book club? Yeah, so me and my dad, I guess, are like a little book club, father-daughter book club, kind of cute. And I also just joined a book club with some of my knitting friends, and I went to our first meeting, and it was so nice. I didn't know I was such a nerd and just wanted to talk about books all day. Hi, Nina. So what I'm working on is called The Simple Thing. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And thanks for being here, Angel Renee. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So now we have to decide if we're gonna do another one, but I also have to read my book club book for next week, or next month. It's in a few weeks. And we're doing kind of a cozy book because we kind of did a more serious book last month. So we're reading the Society for Irregular Witches, maybe? Something like that. But it seems cozy, cutie. I'm excited about it. I have been reading a lot this year. This is the most books I read in a year. I don't know what happened, but my goal was 30 and I think I've already read 25. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm like vibing. I'm enjoying it. I think part of it is that I really hit my stride with requesting books from the library, and I wasn't overwhelmed when all my holds come through at once. But yeah, there's a lot of good books recently, and I've been really excited about seasonal. I'm already kind of not seasonal reader, but a mood reader. Is that right? So I have to be in the mood to want to read something. So that's what I find hard about the library, because as amazing as it is to get free audiobooks, just because of the publisher holds, you don't always get them immediately. And so sometimes you put it on hold and then you get it several weeks, sometimes months later, depending. And yeah, sometimes I'm just okay, the time has passed and I don't want to read this anymore. Or sometimes I'll just go on a spree and I'm something will come up, and then by the time it comes, I'm eh. So, but I kind of, I said, I kind of figured out a rhythm that allows me to use Libby a lot. So my mom and I do a 2-person book club, and it's so wonderful. Glad you're getting to do that with your dad. Yeah, me too. It's so sweet. And on my mom's side, a lot of them have dyslexia. So for a long time, it was I was the weirdo because I like to read. But I sort of introduced my mom to podcasts on our cross-country road trip. And ever since then, she started listening to audiobooks, which is, I do about 75% audiobooks, 25% like reading on my Kindle, or a book, but mostly it's digitally. But she started listening to audiobooks, and it's very sweet. So now she's getting into the world of literature that way, which I love. That is awesome. Any goal met or actively working is an accomplishment. Thank you. Mood reader is legit, right? I feel like it is. It was raining earlier, and I was I want a spooky book to get into. I'm a new person by the time my library holds come in. Exactly. How frequently is it that your cells completely regenerate? I just read a book I love so much, I ordered the rest of the series before I finished it. Let's hope the other ones live up to it. Hi, don't gatekeep. Let me know. What book is it? I want to know. Yeah, we're all chomping at the bit. Yeah, I also at my book club meeting got so many recommendations, so now my list of recs is so long too. Ooh, cool. So just in case my chat disappears at some point, it's the Dryco series by Jack Womack. It's dystopian sci-fi. What are your favorite genres? I always love, also sorry, my window is open. So cars sometimes are loud. And Maple is too. Hey, Maple! Okay, sorry. Now that I have like upstairs, downstairs situation, it's harder to go grab her and make sure she's like chill. I think we're good. So I always love mysteries, whether they are cozy mysteries or like a little more intense mysteries. I love a mystery thriller vibe. I've read some really, really great horror recently. So I like that in like the, I don't know, the cozies sort of like are my crossover because I also love rom-coms and just like fluffy, cozy books. So yeah, it like really, I feel like I'm a pretty significant mood reader because sometimes I do want something fluffy, cozy, and other times I do want something that's like very engaging. So yeah, I've talked a lot about the like vampire knitting series, which is as goofy as you might think that it would be, and also other like knitting cozy mysteries. But then I just read The Sentence by Louise Erdrich, and that was a great book. So yeah, it just really depends. Sometimes I get really literature heavy, and then other times I'm reading like very fluffy books. I don't love, like, I'll read a memoir, but they have to be very, very specific, I guess. But they're not like my favorite. House Witch series, cozy mystery fantasy romance. Maybe, I don't know. I will look it up. I've read like a couple witch ones recently. I really like folk horror. Oh no, wow, the cover is beautiful for the House Witch. I will definitely add that to my little list here. The first one, that you read of the Dryco series was called Elvisi, where people travel to an alternate universe to kidnap their version of Elvis to try and fix their timeline. That's wild. Okay, Maple is here. I don't know why she's so Maple-y right now. Hi, you want to say hi? You okay? What's wrong? I know, Kay just left, so you're very sad. Come here. Your fans would like to say hello. Okay? Are we good? Okay. Yeah, Louise Erdrich is amazing. That's the second or third book of hers I've read. I've read more of her like contemporary ones. I know she has like some older, whatever, you know what I mean. I haven't read like her earlier work. Witches Get Stuff Done. Yeah, there's a lot of like witch books out. I read like some really good ones. Earlier this year, I loved Slewfoot. I thought that was so great. And spooky and just like the vibe that I wanted at the time. Very reminiscent of The Witch, which is one of my favorite horror movies. So anything that's kind of like that vibe is, I like. Maple, are you happy now that I'm holding you and not knitting? She's like looking out the window. There's no one down there. So, yeah, that's what I've been reading lately. Okay, all right. Are you my toddler puppy? Geriatric toddler puppy. Yeah, she's gonna be, I guess we just did the math and I've been jumping ahead a little bit, so this November she will be 12, but she's 11 right now. She's just got a lot of energy. She's a little sheepdog. I know. Nobody said you're geriatric, don't worry. Except the vet. So rude. Do I still have some teas for you? I do. Do you want a treat? Okay, good girl. Can I knit now? What do you think? Okay. I don't have any more. No more. Geriatric toddler puppy, yeah. Okay. I think I have like one more little tiny treat. Here you go. Hey! Okay. I decided that because Kay is going out tonight, that I'm gonna order in, which I haven't done in a while. But as per usual, these live streams usually devolve into me talking about food. So keep in mind that I haven't actually had dinner. I had a late lunch, but I will have to order something soon. If you have any food type recommendations. I was thinking Thai, because like a yellow curry on like a very cloudy day just sounds really good. The last time I went to the Thai place that I like, they had this special that was like, see, this is what happens. They had a special that was like silken tofu with ground chicken and a sauce, like, you know, it was kind of vinegary but also a little sweet, and the textures were just so good, because usually silken tofu, you know, like if it's just by itself, like you could put that in a smoothie and like drink it, right? But they cut it up and like fried it on each side, so there was a little bit of a bite to it, and then mixed with the ground chicken. It worked really well. And there were veg in it, and yeah, it was just a special they had, and I was really into it, so I always think about that too. Yeah, we love Thai food. There's a lot of really great Thai food in Portland. The one cuisine that I have not found here, that I like, I've been to a bunch of restaurants, but it's never hit right, is Indian food, which like is such a bummer, because sometimes you just want some naan and a good chicken tikka masala, and I just haven't found it. And like I have a really great recipe for like butter chicken, which kind of like hits the same, you know, of tikka masala, but like I want to order it and get it delivered to me. So hi Claire, how are you? Just talking about Thai food. Yeah, I love a yellow curry, and like there's a lot of really bougie Thai places here, but there's also a lot of like not as bougie Thai places, which I appreciate, like the full spectrum of any type of cuisine, right? Like we want to go to the taqueria down the street, but we also want to go to like the bougie Mexican place that like grinds its own corn. They just serve different purposes. I remember seeing like a TikTok where this Asian guy was like, when I am looking at Yelp for Asian restaurants, I go for a 3.5 star, because that means like the white people didn't like the service, which means it's more authentic. I just thought it was like a really funny like way that he like delineated it, and I kind of like get it. Like everyone told me moving to Portland that the Mexican food wasn't good, but that is a lie. There's a lot of really great Mexican food, but like you have to go into the holes in the wall. So yeah, anyway, I will get off of my soapbox about people saying that the Mexican food is bad, because it's freaking good, and it's a hell of a lot better than in Boston. So I know, I'm sorry. I always make everyone hungry because I talk about food. Um, 10 p.m. doll. Oh my god, I love that. You know what I got the last time I went grocery shopping was just Rice Krispie cereal. And what I love is doing Rice Krispie cereal, a big glob of peanut butter, and like whatever milk I have, which is usually like an oat milk. I could eat cereal for like every meal. I just wish it was more like nutrient dense. Yeah, for everyone just joining, I am knitting the Simple Thing, which is a free little scarf pattern on Ravelry. It's very similar to the Sophie scarf, but without petite knit behind it. And I am knitting it in this beautiful bright red cashmerino from La Bienne. Yeah, it's gonna feel really gorgeous. I'm also gonna block the crap out of it, so it's gonna be, you know, it'll stretch out quite a bit. So I'm trying to make it big enough to wrap once and then back and then be able to tie and have a little bit hanging down. But it's tough because it is gonna stretch a lot when I actually block it. So I'm like having a hard time getting an accurate like reading of how much more I should do. So, you know, like if this is halfway, I can just come down here and tie it bow, but I think I need it a little longer. The one we had at the store, yeah, I think I need to just keep going for a while. Oh, you just finished a Simple Thing? Amazing. What yarn did you use? What color is it in? Tell me everything. Yes, thank you. I love this red too. It's like so good. I feel like these bright orangey reds are gonna have a moment this fall. I can't wait to just wear it to give everything a little pop. A little pop. I've also been really wanting to go get my hair cut. I think it's time to go back to bangs, which I had for a long time. But now I'm like, oh my god, it was like before I even had a podcast on the internet that I had bangs last. So yeah, but my hair's kind of getting long and I just want some shape to it. I mean, it's been summer, so like a lot of the time it's just been up, which I also kind of drives me crazy when I start doing that. You guys want to see the granny square from last live stream? It's so good. So I still have to do like the outermost 5, but like look at how good that is. We killed it. Next week we're gonna be back to doing granny squares because that has been very helpful, but this week I just needed a break. I didn't have my shit together, so there we go. It's coming up on bang season. Yeah, I agree. Bangs have to grow out in the summer so they can be put up. I used a purple Malabrigo sock held with a local hand-dyed purple sock yarn. I made it pretty big, more like a scarf shawl. That sounds gorgeous. Love it. Yeah, it's like so good. It's so fall-y and amazing. I feel like I need to be like a little lower. I'm sorry for scaring you. Well, now I'm... trying to get like comfy. I was kind of knitting at a weird angle because I was recording earlier. So I have to like. Oh, also I just noticed this fell down. Where did my push pin go? Okay. Have to deal with that later. Oh, jeez. Okay, well. It's okay. What's everyone else working on? I know I've heard from a few of you, but I love hearing about what you're doing. Kay and I, that first summer that it came out, we watched Only Murders in the Building, which I really enjoyed, but we I don't know, just wasn't feeling it last year. And now there's like a whole new third season out. So I was like, should we just start from the beginning and rewatch it so that we remember what happened? And so we decided to do that. So we've been rewatching the first season, and it's just such a joyful, lovely show. Goofy. Martin Short and Steve Martin together. Just incredible. And also I really like Selena Gomez in it. So we've been doing that. I'm sure we will have made quite a big bit of progress on that by next week. And also I'm very inspired by her outfits. She has all of these teddy fleece coats and faux fur coats and trenches. I want one. I'm coloring tonight, but I was working on a mini mock neck right before. Amazing. Hollis shawl by Orlane Souk. Love it. Stripey Stephen West dotted raised shawl. Amazing. With all your leftovers. Shockwaves. Shockwaves. Let's see. I don't know that one. Ooh, cool. Oh, that'll be so lovely to wear. This is a little teeny tiny shawl, but I think a triangle shawl is on my agenda for this season. I have one that I've already started, on the fence whether I will continue with it or rip it and start a new one, but I think a new one is on the horizon for me. Let me tell you a kind of funny story. Can't remember if I shared this on the last live stream, and if you watch my next podcast episode, I'm going to talk about it there too. So Kay and I were at Powell's, which is, if you are unaware, a very, very large independent bookstore here in Portland. And they have this offshoot branch. I guess it's not a library, but an offshoot store that's a little smaller. And so we went to that one initially looking for a postcard for Kay's wee cousin who is collecting postcards from all the states for his third grade class. So we went looking for an Oregon postcard to send to him. And of course we had to look at books and other tchotchkes and stuff because Powell's is just like that. So we were looking, and I was trying to find a horror section, but there isn't really one because of how small that particular Howells is, but we did find this like short story anthology called Little Queer Nightmares. Little Queer Nightmares. And it has like a webbed hand with red nail polish on it. And I was just like, you should get it. We should just get it. Like, it looks good. We love queer horror movies and essays and stuff, so we got that. So the first thing is that when we went up to pay, the cashier was like, "Are you into the third?" Which has never happened to me outside of the like a knitting context. So that was really fun and like sweet. And I was like, I am. And that was very sweet. And so that happened, which kind of like just was weird and awesome. And then like later in the week, Kay was, I don't know what they were doing, looking up all the people, like the editor of the anthology and stuff. And all of a sudden they're like, "Mackenzie, come here." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh my God, you will never believe this. The editor of the Queer Little Horrors is a knitter and has a knitting podcast." And I was like, "Shut up." And he had knit just this fabulous sweater that was in Tarja, of the cover of the book. It's incredible. So I posted that earlier on my Instagram stories. So if you haven't seen it already, you should totally go look. He's so sweet. And he is fairy knitting godfather and is just like the sweetest human. So I messaged him on Instagram and just kind of told him the little story of how we found it. I'm gonna go try and find the specific post to send you there. But yeah, I was just so impressed and I loved it so much. And it has like cute little fringe sleeves. Ugh. Fairy Godfather knits. And he has a little podcast too. So anyway, you should definitely check him out and follow him on Instagram because like what an icon. It's so sweet. It's such a great sweater, and he's Canadian, and he used all Canadian hand dyers, like small indie dyers. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, very sweet. Very cool. You saw that video the week it came out? Amazing. It's just so cool. He did such a good job. Oh, I missed a message. That show makes you want hummus. Yes. Marty Short's character loves hummus and dips. I'm working on a February hat, worsted weight with bands of different knit purl textures as a break between all of my long projects. Oh, I feel you. I feel you so hard. I feel like that's what this is right now. Just like, let me like whip something up really quick, even though it still takes many hours. Oh, we have a lot of Canadians here. I love my Canadian friends. I wish you guys would adopt me. One day I will be back in Canada for a yarn festival or something, and we'll have a meetup. Because Canada's like really small, and like everyone who lives all over the place could just come to one place to meet up. I've only been to Toronto once, like very briefly, but I would love to go back to Toronto. I would love to take Kay to Montreal, which I am still bummed we didn't get to do when we lived on the East Coast of the US. I went to Montreal, but Kay did not come with me. Yeah, I think Kay would really like Montreal, and I love Montreal. So, love to do that. Yeah, I would also come up to Halifax. I don't think any of my Halifax homies are on the stream, but I think it would also be a beautiful place to visit. We'll all carpool and drive across Canada. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, all the Americans are like, I mean, look, I know Canada isn't like perfect, but like, you know. I would love to go to Calgary. I haven't even been to Vancouver. But anyway, that's, you know, on my list. I did, so when I was in Montreal, which I was doing a zine residency in Montreal, we drove overnight to Toronto because Sheezer, the all-women female cover band for Weezer, was playing their like goodbye show. So we went overnight to see them, and it was like so fun. But the whole time I was there, I was like, oh, Scott Pilgrim. All these things are reminding me of Scott Pilgrim. So that's my point of reference for Toronto. Oh, you're going to Vancouver. Oh, you're going to be in our neck of the woods. That's very cool. Yeah, well, this was a long time ago, and now they do not exist anymore. But there are some YouTube videos of them performing. And, like, I love Weezer, but, like, I feel like I love them more when women are singing their songs. Weezer's actually one of my favorite bands to sing at karaoke. Yeah, I don't know. Favorite song. Like, the sweater song is really great if you're at karaoke with a bunch of knitters. I'm just saying. Yeah, Claire, come to Portland. We have massive bookstores and a bunch of yarn stores. And a lot of good food. And I'm here. Okay, after this route, I'm gonna pause for a sec so that I can order food, and you're gonna help me order food. I'm feeling Thai, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, look how cute. Okay. It's getting pretty long. But still, like, that's not gonna be enough. Okay, let's see what we're eating. Portland food. We came to town for Rose City Yarn Crawl. Yes. Went to Kinnaman's, a little restaurant that's just for cinnamon rolls. Amazing. Yeah, we have good food, but it's tough because there's so much good food that it's easy to spend a lot of money on food, which I try to be mindful of, you know? Let's see. There's like fastest. Very. I think I'm very aware of how long it takes me to order, but I wasn't very aware until I did this on stream. Okay, I said tie earlier. Let me just see. You're lucky to have all those yarn stores. Are downtown LA? Wait, really? It's closing? The one that's in the bookstore? Oh, that's sad. I wonder why it's closing. That's really a bummer. I don't see my tie place that I usually order from. Oops. Okay. We're getting some pad CU. Because also, if I'm ordering, I might as well just order also for dinner tomorrow. This is fascinating content, eh? Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. Required. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, where are we? Rice. I think they have a confusing. What's happening? They have too many options, so everything is getting confused. Why? This isn't my fault. Let's see. I'm fighting with DoorDash. Medium. This is required. Okay, let's just do jasmine rice. Okay. Did I do it right? Oh, wait, shit. No, I didn't. Extra. That. Please. No, bell pepper. Okay, I did it. Did I do it? I think so. Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks, guys. Oh, you're in Edmonton. Okay, we have a couple other people from Edmonton who are like in the Discord server and generally tune into live streams. Very cool. Thank you for bearing with me for that very important ordering of my food. I know. You're okay. I really thought this was like, I don't know, I think I wasn't measuring it right earlier because I thought I was almost done, but I wasn't really accounting for the fact that I would want to wrap it like twice around my neck. But I got Thai. My Thai food orders are usually pad see ew, like the fat noodles, and yellow curry. But I will tell you a secret, which is that I despise bell peppers. Like, despise them. Least favorite thing I could put in my mouth and body. I actually probably am a little bit allergic to them, but I just hate them. Yeah. So this place makes a beautiful vegetable curry, and I asked for no bell peppers and extra broccoli. So yeah, they didn't have the special that I love, but yeah, I like have a raging hatred of bell peppers. So yes, thank you. I think it was like because I was like vegetarian and vegan for like 10 years, and I think that people think that food has no taste, and so they give you the things that have the strongest taste, but they have no discernment. So the number of times I like went to like in college, like the kitchen, the I don't know, cafeteria, or like the catering, the like vegetarian option was a stuffed bell pepper. Like, I would probably rather die than eat that. And then sometimes they stuff it and there were raisins in the stuffing. So it was a bell pepper with raisins in it. I'm still mad about it because that's abhorrent and disgusting. Maple, hey, stop. Hey, stop. You're bugging me. So, yes, bell peppers, worst vegetable. Shouldn't exist, in my opinion. Raisins and bell peppers. I'm still mad. Yeah. And like, I'll eat raisins. I'll eat raisins. They're fine. They're a little triggering because they're like weird health food things. I think that when people are like, this is like nature's candy, I'm like, yeah, no, like, no. But yeah. Yeah, I'm glad everyone is in agreement that that is a terrible decision that someone made. But speaking of candy, someone please remind me that if I eat all of Kay's candy, they're not going to have a cute advent. But it's fine. Yeah, and like a lot of like people put raisins in tamales, and they put it in like picadillo. I don't know why, but my family never did that, and I don't like it. not a fan. These are little spooky gummies. The skull. I agree, Claire. And then we've also got peanuts and chocolate grow on trees. You like them on hot cross buns, like for Easter? Yeah, we like never put nuts or fruit in pastries. Like my family just didn't do it. I do appreciate like a pecan in a chocolate chip cookie now, but like my preference will always be without, to not have that. So I don't know if you can get those pumpkin Reese's in Canada. You want me to Google it? I will find you the answer. Pumpkin Reese's, Canada. Ew, there's a white chocolate version. This is like not helpful. It says there's a Canadian, hold on. That's Amazon Canada. Oh, currently unavailable. Sorry. There's Walmart Canadian, also says out of stock. Oh no. Oh no, this one is. They are better. I don't know why the shaped ones are better, but it's like kind of undisputed. I wish I could send you all pumpkin Reese's. They're pretty great. They also come in bat shape now, which I also appreciate. Maple gaze is like boring into the side of my head. This is what she does when she wants to G-O-O-U-T. But hi, Emily. What's up? Eating Halloween candies. Look at the cute little pumpkin. I feel like that has a pretty impressive shaping for like a gummy snack. And like, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it has a different flavor. I was just thinking, I had this game when I was a kid where you were like a veterinarian or a doctor or something, and the character would look like, you would like bring the pet or bring a patient to the little character doctor, and they would like assess, you know, the patient, tell you what you needed to give to it to make it feel better. And when they were assessing the patient, they would make this noise that was like, and I do that like because of that video game, but I haven't like thought actively about the fact that that's why I do that. And now I feel like I need to try and find this weird video game from like the 90s. Anyway, just thinking about that. Haven't seen Halloween candies yet, but have seen decorations. Yeah, our candies probably went up mid-August at like the grocery store. Halloween decor, it depends. I have definitely been going and watching and buying Halloween decor, but like Target, which is like a big one, doesn't have it up yet because they're still in back to school mode, but it's cleared out. It's coming. Knitting a hat with Noro, love it. We're just eating, I'm just eating Halloween candy. The pumpkin, I mean, it doesn't even really look like a pumpkin, but oh yeah, I always forget your Thanksgiving is in October. Is Canadian Thanksgiving, like, do you have the same kind of like iconography that we have in the States, like turkeys and fall things? I'm assuming you don't do pilgrims, which is probably preferable. Yeah, I was like pretty disappointed that Target didn't have more Halloween stuff out. I've seen other people's Targets have stuff, but ours is just, because we are like a school, like there are colleges nearby, I think they just focus harder. It's pretty similar minus Pilgrim, so preferable. That's so funny. Turkey, hams, potatoes, fall stuff. Okay. I really like I understand it's problematic, okay? But I love Thanksgiving. One year I didn't make sure that I would have Thanksgiving, and I was so sad that my plans did not include a Thanksgiving meal. So now I'm very adamant about it, whether I'm hosting or going somewhere else. So I don't know what I'm actually doing this year yet. To figure that out. My mom's gonna be in Italy. Nice for her. Yeah, and here in the States, when y'all have Thanksgiving, we have Columbus Day weekend. So a lot of schools have sometimes even a 4-day weekend. God, sorry. But that's also usually my birthday weekend. So I'm glad that we don't have Thanksgiving in October, because I don't want my birthday to conflict with that holiday. You went on vacation in Canada on Thanksgiving weekend and everything was closed. Mostly just about the food and the day off in my experience, but I'm an immigrant. Yeah. Yeah, it's, we always did traditional Thanksgiving food, but I have a lot of friends whose parents would just make like big Mexican food meals, and I always thought it was funny that we would have Mexican food like on the 4th of July. Like we would do like tacos and stuff. But yeah. I don't know. I really like Thanksgiving food, and I like eating a big meal together. Last year I was on pie duty, which is my favorite duty. Your mother-in-law goes hard on the fall theme. Yeah, I like both experiencing Thanksgiving as a guest and also hosting, but man, it's a lot of work. I'd rather host like Christmas. I think I might host Friendsgiving. Oh, that's nice. One year my partner and I went to 3 Thanksgiving dinners. We just kind of road tripped around to see different family and worked out that way. That's kind of amazing. What kind of pie do y'all have? Mostly just pumpkin in Alberta, but sometimes apple. Yeah, pumpkin is the staple. I love a pumpkin pie. Usually I try to do a pumpkin, because I just have a pumpkin recipe, and it's like usually I have it once a year, twice if I'm lucky, but usually once a year. So we make that pumpkin pie, which is my grandma's recipe on my dad's side. And then I've started trying to figure out a cranberry pie of some kind, because I think it's really nice to have a, like, you know, pumpkin pie's heavier, warming spices, and then to have the tart with it is really nice. So my friend Molly gave me this recipe for like a cranberry curd tart with like a pecan crust, and so I did that last year and it was so good. I will probably be adding that to the repertoire. And then last, if people aren't into like fruit stuff, I do a French chocolate mousse pie, which again is like super decadent, luxurious, but it's basically just like whipped cream with chocolate folded into it, and you don't have to bake it. You just make the filling and like put it in the crust, and it's really, really yummy. And I just make it for Thanksgiving just because it's like super extra. And I really liked it. So those were the 3 pies I made last year. The cranberry curd is definitely like gonna stick with me. So blueberry is a good one too. I love a blueberry pie, but that feels very summer just to me. So last year I made Claire Saffit's caramelized honey pumpkin pie. I think Molly was talking about that one with me. That sounds so effing good. Ooh. Ideally 1 pumpkin pie and 1 apple pie. I want to go to your Thanksgiving now. Yeah, that would be nice if I could have a big ol' everyone Thanksgiving. And like my family is very foodie people, so that's really nice. But we usually do like a turkey and stuffing. We usually have 2 types of stuffing. One is like a pretty simple traditional stuffing with like celery and bread and turkey broth. And then the other one is actually this like vegetarian recipe that we found when I was vegetarian and vegan. And it has celeriac and also bread and craisins and almond slivers and Swiss chard, and you like bake it in a loaf pan, and it's really, really yummy. Mashed potatoes, sometimes like some kind of like corn pie, cranberry sauce, of course. You have to have both bougie cranberry sauce and canned cranberry sauce. I don't make the rules. And my cousin, who I live next door to, is a chef, and her partner is a chef. So, and then like that extended side of the family all really love food. So, yeah. Celeriac is the celery root. So it tastes like very strong celery, but mixed with everything, it's just caramelized and lovely. And it's spelled like that. It's actually really good, like just diced and roasted. It's like a good alternative to like a potato. But I actually really like doing potatoes and celeriac together. Olive oil, salt and pepper, roasted, excellent. I could eat just stuffing and pumpkin pie and be happy. Yeah, I agree with you. One of my favorite thing to do, the day after Thanksgiving, morning after, you get leftover mashed potatoes, leftover stuffing, and you like put them together with a little bit of flour into a patty, and then you heat up a cast iron really hot with butter, put the patty on it to caramelize, like not like get a crust on the bottom, and then flip it, and it basically warms it, like reheats it, but also forms this crust, and then put an egg on top, and then cover that with gravy. They're called Bubble and Squeak. They're like traditionally, I guess, made with like cabbage and potato, but that's like a hack, and I look forward to that every year. It's the best. I was like at my aunt's house last year, and I was like, please, can I make this in the morning? And so I made that for everyone. It's so good. Garlic mashed potatoes and roasted potatoes because my in-laws grow them. Oh, yum. So good. Yeah, for Thanksgiving, I love a mashed potato. But I love a roasted potato too. I've talked about my potato love, I feel like. My love for potatoes. I would say potatoes are in like my top 5 favorite foods. Versatile. Carby. Beautiful. I didn't like potatoes as a kid. I feel I'm definitely making up for it as an adult. They're so good. Potatoes are okay now, but they were my bell pepper for years. Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't like peanut butter as a kid. I don't know why, but I would make myself like butter and jelly sandwiches. A lot of the time. Cooking method makes or breaks potatoes for me. Interesting. I get it. I get it. I think tonight, I've been really wanting to watch this horror movie, and I like know it's like trash, and I know it's like ridiculous, but I really want to watch Terrifier. I don't know if any of you know this movie, but it's like kind of ridiculous, and I really want to watch it. And Kay doesn't really want to watch it, so that they're gone, so I might do while I'm eating. And there's 2 of them, but I probably will only get through one tonight. We'll see. Let me knit 2 rows and then try it on again to see if it's made a difference. I mean, I feel like we're getting close, you know? You know? It's gonna be really cute. Look how cute. See? I feel a breeze in the air. Chill in the air. This little end in. It's bugging me. My yarn holder, this is a 3D printed yarn bowl from Priska Fiber Company. Looks like that. Oop, oop. I think it's pretty cool. The leather handles are actually detachable, so you can take that off, and that's the company Priska. So, but yeah, I love this little thing. They come in a bunch of colors. I don't know if she's making, it's like tough. I think she makes a ton of them and then like has it on hold for a little bit, but yeah, I like mine a lot. I use it all the time. I like a yarn bowl. I just remembered back when ordering your groceries to pick up was a newer thing. I tried to order 3 potatoes, and I accidentally ordered 3 10-pound bags. Please. That actually happened to Kay when they first moved to Boston, because they moved about 6 months after me. They were like looking for jobs, but they were doing DoorDash, and this lady had ordered similar, like 4 potatoes, and it was 4 10-pound bags. And she was like, no, I don't want them. And just like gave them to Kay. So Kay came home with like 4 bags of potatoes. And we were like, our roommate at the time and me were like, I don't know if we're gonna get through all of those. And also, potatoes, when they go bad, smell so bad. And what ended up happening was like one little tiny potato like rolled under something into the back of the pantry. And I was like smelling something and I was like, what the fuck is that? It smells like something died. And I was like tearing apart the under our kitchen. I was like, is something rotting? And eventually we found in our like pantry under, it was just this like tiny rotten potato that was making the entire kitchen smell horrible. Hey! Quiet! Hey! Quiet! Hey! I don't know who she's barking at. Maple! Hey! Okay. Back up. Okay, maybe she's done. Oh, you're welcome, Sophia. I am so glad that you named it. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, for those of you who missed it, I released the blanket pattern today, so it is up on Ravelry. Yeah, very exciting. Oops. What happened? Okay. Not what I meant to do. Oh my gosh, where am I on my internet? Okay, here we go. Also another time I lived in this punk house. Oh my god, you guys, I might have to go and deal with her. I lived in this punk house, and one of my roommates had this bag of potatoes, like tinier potatoes, and a box of cereal had fallen on top of the potatoes. And so they had like, couldn't see them really. And I went into the pantry and the potatoes were growing sprouts, okay, straight up. And they had lifted the box of cereal like up. So it was like tilted and all these little like spindly potato starts were like holding up the box and pushing it. And it was so eerie and creepy, and I was like, friend, please take care of your like potato babies. It was awful. Hey! Okay. Sorry if I blew your eardrums out. Those are my 2 potato horror stories. Maybe I should write a little, Thanks for hanging out, Kate. Talk to you soon. Oops. It was very much a typical punk house. I am glad I don't live there anymore. I'm glad I haven't lived there for a long time. Oh. Okay, y'all. My food is arriving. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me while I ordered my food. Thanks for putting up with Maple, being a little menace to society. Yeah. I love doing these live streams, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you would like to send me a tip via Ko-Fi, of course the link is there. Never required, always appreciated. And I'll see you next week. I have to look at my schedule and figure out whether it's going to be on Tuesday or Thursday. But either day seems to be working out. So I'll just leave it up to my schedule. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.